Okay, so I am set up. It should be recording. This is a little bit. All right, so today we're just going to cover the course, what we're going to learn, kind of. We're not really going to get into content, but one thing that I do want to note before we start, this is a 1-unit class, okay? So I am going to try my best to give you time in class to work on things like the homework, and I'm trying to design the labs where we can do them in class too, and you'll only have a third of the time needed outside of the class to work on the course because it is 1 unit, okay? So this is the first time we are offering this course. It's the first time that I am designing this course. So if you ever feel like it's going beyond that 1 unit and you're spending more than that 4 hours outside of class per week, do let me know. And we can make adjustments as we go. Okay? So today we are just I'm going to introduce myself. I recognize some of you guys, so some of you do know me. And then we'll talk about the learning outcomes for the course. We'll go over the rough calendar. This may change. Like I said, this is the first time we're offering this course. And the other thing about this course is it's meant for first-year students, but many of you are beyond your first year and would have more background knowledge than someone coming in. So we may accelerate this course this time around so that I can teach you guys a little bit more about, we're going to be going into depth on Arduino in this course. So if we can start Arduino earlier, maybe you guys can do more complex final projects. If I can give you guys more time on that, that would be good. Okay. And then we are going to be kind of broken down into lectures, and we have labs, but it would be during lecture time. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you about the grading breakdown. I actually don't think I have a slide on academic integrity, but it's in the syllabus. I mean, it's the standard statement. Don't copy. And the tools that we are going to use this semester, it's just the Arduino IDE. You don't have to worry about downloading this yet, but it's pretty simple to download. So, and if you have your own laptop, I would recommend that you download it. All right, so a little bit about me. So I am Justin. And again, please do call me Justin. So many people struggle with this. I do prefer Justin. Not Professor Morris, not Professor, not Dr. Morris. Please, Justin. I just gave this talk 1 hour ago. First question I got, they raised their hand. What did they call me? Professor, right? So let's not do that. All right. So for my email, it is just my normal email, but I'm adding this extension, CE100. And I do ask that you put CE100 in the subject line as well. So this will just go through a separate filter so I know exactly what it's for. All right. And my office is just over here. So normally people don't come to my office hours, but if you do want to come to my office hours are Wednesday from 12:30 to 2:30. And then beyond that, if you want to set up a time to meet, if you tell me a couple days or maybe a day in advance, I can likely make time for you. But if you're asking to meet the same day because a homework or a lab is due, you probably want to get a meeting from me. But I might be able to email a response back to a question or respond on Piazza. And we'll talk about what Piazza is today. Okay, so I am from San Diego. I was born here. I went to Del Norte High School. Anyone know where that is?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. And I did my bachelor's at UCSD. I did it in computer engineering. So exactly the course description is Introduction to Computer Engineering, right? And I did my PhD also at UCSD, and I had another advisor from SDSU. And I finished last year, and this is my second year teaching here. And my research, if you are interested, is on machine learning. I do specifically research on lightweight machine learning. So not deep neural networks. We're not targeting big server farms or NVIDIA GPUs. We're targeting, can we run these workloads on something like your phone? And I also work on hardware acceleration, specifically geared towards machine learning, but I've also done work in the past on bioinformatics. And I do also focus on more emerging computing hardware. And one of the areas that I focus on is processing and memory. So non-von Neumann architectures. Okay, for teaching, so previously, before coming here, I was a CSE tutor and TA and instructor for all of these different courses at UCSD. So CSE 140 and 140L, this is the equivalence of EE 301. And kind of tangentially equivalent to CS 231 here. Because in CS 231, you do go over digital logic, but it's like also combined with assembly language, right? And then I also taught CSE 141, and that is equivalent to CS 331, which is where I recognize some of you guys from. And then CS 142 is the alternate class to 141 at UCSD. It is the same computer architecture class, but this is computer architecture for computer architects. 142 is computer architecture for software engineers. So we go more into the details of how you can write code to take advantage of the underlying processor architecture and not too much detail of that processor architecture other than what you need to know in order to take advantage of it. CSE 15L is Introduction to Software Tools and Technologies. So that's where we introduce students to GitHub, Jira, Unix commands, like that. So it was, again, a very early class. Oh, the other thing I should mention is the courses I'm teaching here are CS 331. So again, computer architecture. EE 301, so that's the CSE 140, and then this course. So just as more introduction, so this is me and my wife. This was last summer. We went to Alaska, and we have not 3 cats anymore. We have, right now in our house, there are 6 cats. So 2 we volunteered to acquire. The 6th cat, I actually just found it in the parking lots on Saturday. It was just hiding under one of the cars, and we have not found if it has an owner. We think because it's been a while and no one's come forward for it, because we posted online, but we think it's an abandoned cat. It doesn't have a microchip, so we can't figure out from that. But I did not update the slides with 3 new cats, so you're just going to have to settle for the previous 3 cats. So this is me, and me, noodle or rice. And then this is kimchi, and we all know what kimchi is. And this is nori, and again, We all know what Nori is, right? So, and this is Taro. So these four, we named them. So if we name them, they're named food. So that's our theme for our animals. And this is Ninja. We no longer have Ninja. My dad stole Ninja from us. My dad had surgery, and he had like 3 to 5 months of recovery, and he just has not given Ninja back to us. It's been 6 months since he's finished recovery. So I think Ninja is now his dog. So in terms of course resources, we do not have a textbook. So there is no reading. You are going to, if you want to look ahead, look at the slides before you come. But you will notice that a lot of the slides are blank because I intend on writing and also brainstorming with you guys on answering these questions. So if you see a blank slide, you'll see the topic though, and you can think about what might go into that slide if you wanted to think about it before coming. And we will be using Canvas. So your grades, your official grade will, well, what I intend to use as your official grade for your official, like the official posted one, will be uploaded to Canvas. So you can see your progress. So all of the lectures, lab materials, and anything else will also be uploaded to the Canvas, the Files tab. So we will be using Gradescope. So you will upload to Gradescope your homework and your labs to Gradescope, and you should have all been added to Gradescope. Yes? You should have gotten an email last week at some point. If you are not added to Gradescope, it's not really a big deal right now. You just email me or make a private post on Piazza. Tell me you're at CSUSM email, I can add you. Okay. And the other thing that we are going to use is Piazza. So please ask all course-related questions through Piazza. So email is available, and I will respond through email, but I prefer Piazza. It kind of gives me a consolidated place. And if there's repeat questions, I can refer to a previous question. Or if I think your question is really good, I can ask you if I can make it public. The other thing about Piazza is you can be completely anonymous. You can choose to be just anonymous to your classmates, but you can also choose to be anonymous to me. So you can't do that on the Canvas discussion board. So please do not send me anything through Canvas in terms of the messaging system there. It will likely just go into a black hole. If you have questions, Piazza is my preferred, but email is also available. Okay. And you can also post questions for the entire class on Piazza. So it wouldn't be just me answering. If you desire, you can post not just a private post, but a public post. And again, it can be anonymous. And you can answer those questions anonymously as well. So what will we learn? So in the beginning, we're just going to learn about what do computer engineers do? Like what are the available jobs? And based on that same thread, we're going to go over computer engineering at CSUSM and any broader community in the San Diego area as well. And after we do that, you should be able to identify basic components of a computer system. And like I mentioned, many of you guys already know this. So perhaps for this part of the course, we will kind of be through it so that we can give you more time on the final project. And then in terms of the modern tools necessary for computer engineering practice, the tool we are going to cover is that Arduino IDE. And then the overall goal of the course is that you should be able to design and analyze a system to meet its constraints and needs. So can you design an embedded system to perform some task that has some constraints, like you only have this Arduino, you have this amount of battery, it should last this long, right? So you should be able to do this at the end because this is what you're going to be doing for your final project. So you are going to come to me with your proposed problem and how you are going to solve it with an Arduino and various sensors, and that will be your final project. Right. So our course calendar, so it's broken down mostly by lecture, but you'll see that sometimes there's something missing, but that's because I intend to give you some time to work like in class on homework 3 and homework 4, homework 5, okay? But here you can see introduction to computer engineering. What are examples of computer engineering? What about at San Marcos? And then going into details of a project. What are the career opportunities? And this guest lecture, right now we have our CS department chair scheduled for this, and he will talk about his research and how his research is related to computer engineering, but it may change. And then this is the part that I think we can speed through. So how many of you guys know binary already? Okay. And then if you know binary, you surely know hex. What do you give me?
I forget like all the time.
All right. And then binary arithmetic, right? It's just same as grade school. We learned this already. So we will spend time on this. If we need to spend this amount of time on it, we will spend this amount of time on it to get everyone caught up. And then again, you guys mostly know von Neumann architecture. What's a compiler? What are programming languages? Right? All right. But then the second half is where it should be new. So we're going to introduce Arduinos, the Arduino IDE, and this is where we're going to start labs. So the labs, again, they're going to be during the lecture times, and you should be able to finish them mostly during the lecture times. And we're going to cover things like sensors and actuators, what is an embedded system, how can we create an embedded system by connecting those sensors and actuators to our Arduino, how can we use a display with an Arduino, can we use wireless connectivity to maybe have two Arduinos connect to each other, and then we're going to finish up with that final project. So there's 1, 2, 3 weeks of final project plan. So as it stands, I wouldn't expect this final project to be super complex, right? All you would know is that I have these sensors and actuators, and I can have a display, I can have wireless connectivity. I'm just really asking you, with these sensors and actuators, what is a simple problem that you can fix? Please try and fix it, right? And demonstrate how you fix that problem. Okay? So it can be something simple. The lectures. We are this place and time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Attendance is recommended. It is part of your course grade. I believe it is 10% participation. We'll use Poll Everywhere for the participation, and we'll do some practice with that. Today does not count for participation, but going forward, every single lecture meeting time will have a participation component for it. And then for the purpose of lectures, we're going to introduce concepts through presentation and in-class examples. And you're going to utilize what we present in your homework and labs. And again, some lecture time is devoted to work on homework and labs because this is a 1-unit course. And we'll go over Poll Everywhere later. And one thing that I will note about Poll Everywhere is it's just graded on completion. So there's no stress about answering the questions correctly. You just need to answer the question. I didn't change this one. CE 100 labs. Okay. So this is the main part of the course in terms of what I want you to take from this. And this is not going to be led by Mark. This is going to be led by me. And I will have you guys submit it to Gradescope on Canvas. Mark likes Canvas, but he likes to use it. But this is still true. So you will work in pairs, and your partner will be assigned randomly for each of the labs. And we'll do like a circular rotation, so you're with someone new each of the labs. But for the final project, you can choose your partner. Okay? Oh, and if you have a laptop, it's probably best if you bring the laptop with our Arduino IDE installed. Theoretically, these computers have the Arduino IDE installed, but I have not tested doing the labs on these computers. So I will do that before to the labs, but there may be some issues with them. There have been in the past, especially because they don't have the administrative access that you would need to connect the Arduino board or run the program to the Arduino board. All right, so grading scheme. So labs are 35%, your final project is 30%. So this is what I mean by the labs, and really the project is part of those labs, right? Is the core component of your grade for this class. So it is the core part of the class. So homework is 25%. I'll drop your lowest homework. And participation is 10%. And you can miss one lecture without penalty. So basically, we're meeting 45 times. This time is not counted. And I know we have some holidays, but let's just think about it like this. So there's 44 points. It would be divided by 43 instead of 44. So grading cutoffs. I use the standard scale normally. So 90 to a 93.3332 is A minus. 93.33 to 96.666 is your A. Well, actually, that's not true because there's no A plus at San Marcos. I can't assign an A plus. So actually 93.333 all the way up is an A. But you understand what I mean, right? So there will be plenty of opportunity for extra credits. And again, this is the first time I'm offering the course, but I will adjust things and offer extra credits to kind of help nudge the curve to be with the median around an 85. But I will only nudge it forward. I won't, if you guys are median of 90, I'm not going to nudge it down. So we should know where we are. I'll try and have you guys have an updated grade on Canvas. If you have any questions about it, you can ask. But towards the end, what I will ask is that you do not ask me to round your grade. Okay, so we will know exactly what grade we have, and we can try and aim for that grade. And the other thing is towards the end, if there is a correction needed on your grade, say like you now notice that the homework 2 didn't transfer from Gradescope to Canvas correctly, and say that's the only correction that you find, but it changes your grade from a 90 to a 91, it doesn't change your grade, right? So we don't need to discuss that, but if you find errors at the end and it will change your grade, do tell me. But what I do ask you to do is do that calculation before you come to me so that you can even see if it's worth discussing. Okay? All right. So as I mentioned, these could be lowered, but I will never raise them. So like it wouldn't suddenly be that you need a 95 in the course to get an A rather than an A minus. Okay? And then again, standard scale, you should know what to expect. It shouldn't be a surprise. Okay? All right, so here is our poll everywhere question. I need to do the poll everywhere. It's not made yet. So while I do this, you can talk to people around you. Anything?
I have MG.
Yeah.
For my other schools, I applied for computer engineering, but then didn't have it here. And I added it in 2023.
They did.
Yeah.
Small bar. Small.
Oh, I don't really know many high schools.
Yeah.
How do you like the school so far? No, it's not.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I had
For which class?
computer science.
Oh, I don't think I'm taking it.
No.
What's the first for program?
Yeah. She gave more. I would get done.
Yeah, mine has been filled because I just take some at 2, 4, 5, and 6. Super hard or
I think you can be.
other projects seem kind of hard.
I think with the with learn it's gonna be a little bit more cool.
I'm ready to like experience.
Yeah, me too. So I'm not gonna have
Any electrical engineering?
I'm
the same.
What time is it?
Oh, yeah, that is easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you here for? So here is Poll Everywhere. So your link that you need to go to is pollev.com/Justin Morris, and the 3 digits will change each lecture day, but today it's 540. And then the one thing that I am going to ask you to do before you hit submit on the survey When you start and join the survey, you'll see in the top right-hand corner, there's this responding as. Change your responding as name to your student ID. Now that you guys have the lecture code, this is the question.
Yeah, I just want to group.
Four people have completed the survey. 5 are underway, so there are many more of you guys than 5 people. So I do want you to do this, even though this one is not for a grade. I just want to make sure that everyone is set up, and especially that everyone knows how to change their responding as to their student ID.
No, yeah. Like in the process of creating. Yeah.
So this looks more correct, but I still think there's a few more of you. But I'm going to look at the results real quick. Okay, so some of you have changed your name to your student ID. So Christopher, Mason, and I guess whoever this is. Yeah.
Yeah, on mine it says responding as my student ID.
Did you maybe submit the survey before?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's probably why. So we'll see you on Wednesday. This changed. And then another Christopher. Yeah. And Theo and Francisco. So do make sure that you change that for next time. Yeah.
You mean the student ID number?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is this you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure. Is this a student ID? This does not look like a student ID.
It's the one on the, like on the student ID card. Number.
Start with a 2. And it should be like this 10-digit number. So if this is you, please confirm with me that this is your student ID, or you should change it to the student ID that's you're expecting. Okay.
I think, are you on the?
So many of you guys did answer A here, but there are actually 2 correct answers here. Because we do not have quizzes, we have participation, we will not have a final exam. We have lab reports, and we have a final project. Okay. All right, so, I need to add another question. So I'm going to add another question here. So you may need to refresh because a new question is added. But your second question, this is how we are going to give a demo of peer instruction. So what I first want you to do is answer this question on your own. I don't want you to talk to people about it. I want you to give your own opinion on the matter. And I'll give you guys some time to think about this.
Zero.
There's no correct answer. Is anyone still thinking about this? Alright, so now what I want you to do is talk to the people around you, see if they will change your opinion on any of these things, and resubmit a new answer if your answer is changing.
Yeah, I guess I think.
Zero is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
agree
think
with
it's
that.
serious.
There's a lot of.
They're all kind of true though.
Yeah, I mean, there's both sides.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. It's. Yeah, I think all of them. I think all of them are right. All of them about it is. All of them are right.
I think
Like only one.
And then cereals is for.
He was like, cut in half.
I the only reason why they're gone first, and if I wanted to school cereal, and
Yeah.
I mean, if you cut up.
Yeah,
like
like usually, yeah.
And actually, but it's still
Yeah.
really you bring the Shake Shack.
You agree with
Shake Shack is a burger. They're really good.
Yeah, they're all kind of true.
They're shit. Like,
It is true, because it's like covered by that stuff. Even Nestle meters, yes. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, really?
Okay, I think discussion is dying down on this. So let's all come back to lecture. So one thing I just want to note is you guys had some good discussion about this, yes? Lots of people were talking. So I want you to have that same mindset when we're going to be discussing questions like this in class. So I want you to be open to your classmates, be able to discuss, be relaxed. There's no stress here, right? I want you guys to be able to do this peer discussion. And it should be just as loud as what we just heard during this time, okay? All right, so anyone want to share if, like, their opinion on any of these four matters?
Two.
Which two?
No, like, oh, how many? I thought it was only one, my bad. I think all of them are true.
All of them?
Yeah, except maybe three, but all of them are pretty much true.
Okay.
I see what he's getting at. It's like all of them are true. It just depends on how you.
Anyone have a different reasoning?
I'd like to disagree with that. I think cereals assumed is wrong.
What?
Assumed is more like something warm.
But you can heat up your milk.
I mean, unless you like warm milk, but like,
I don't think it's like.
What about canned soup?
It's like, that's not one. Chicken noodle soup can still be cold, but it's still chicken noodle soup.
I guess so. I guess you can like an average person.
Yeah.
I guess it's not.
Number one is, it's kind of controversial because a lot of people, they say, okay, hot dog isn't a sandwich. It's in like a bun.
Uh-huh.
I think it is.
I have an argument against that.
Okay,
Shack has buns with like the connected part.
Uh-huh. the potato bun, the
So
diaper.
like, if that isn't a burger, then I guess a hot dog would be a sandwich, but it's considered a burger by their standards, so I don't see why a hot dog would be a sandwich.
I heard something very interesting from the previous class. Someone said a hot dog is more like a burrito than a sandwich. Their reasoning was the bun is connected and it's one thing, and a burrito is just one tortilla, but a sandwich is two pieces of bread. But I thought it was, they were explaining that, and then everyone did exactly what you guys did. I said, no, I'm not listening to you anymore.
I think a hot dog is more like a taco.
No,
No.
not at all, not at all.
I mean, it has one opening.
No, man, you don't do that.
All right, so we can move on from this question, but really the point of this was just to get more familiar with Poll Everywhere and familiar with the peer instruction, how you'll answer on your own, and then you'll discuss with the people around you and maybe change your answer based on that discussion. Okay? So that is the end of the slides. Do not leave yet. I do want to look at the responses to this again. So do hit submit so that it's completed. says 5 surveys completed right now, and there's 12 more underway. So I want to see 17 completed. I should be able to see your current responses though. So let's look at this and see if we have better. So we have much better distribution here now. So again, if this is you, please confirm with me that this is your student ID. It is possible that this is a student ID. We could have someone that's not a San Marcos student, but is from like Open University or something. So if that is you, please let me know. And then the only 2 others here are Sophia S. and Devin H. So if that is you, please confirm with the people around you how to change your name to your student ID with the responding ads. But other than that, we are out of time. And, well, we have 1 minute, but we can end 1 minute early. I do have to go to my next class, so if you have questions, we will walk together to my next class. But the other thing I should note is I am recording the lecture, so